Fox NFL analyst TJ Houshmandzadeh is joining us. Welcome, TJ.
We agree with it. How you living?
TJ, do you like Coach Prime's approach to recruiting?
I don't know if I like it. And, I mean, to answer the question, no, I wouldn't like it. If I'm a 4 or 5-star recruit in high school, I want him to come to my house just to say Prime was at my house. And I want to take that picture of him in my living room with my mother and my family or whomever's there. And could it be because Prime has had some health problems, particularly with his feet, you know? Could it be that he didn't really want to travel, he didn't want to be in those situations? He had to have a toe amputated, I think maybe 2, I don't know. I know for sure 1. Could it be that? Could it be health reasons? This day and age, and you gotta really kiss these kids' butt. Like, you're not getting the top recruits without going to their homes. Like, Nick Saban resigned from the University of Alabama. He was in kids' homes in January, out here in California. And because I know one of the kids, he went and visited. And so, if you're just gonna recruit the transfer portal, I get it. But there's no way you're gonna get these kids. Yeah, you Prime, and everybody knows these kids want their butts kissed. Keep recruiting these high school kids, and I just don't see it being feasible long-term that you're not gonna do any home visits because I'm Deion Sanders.
Shady?
I love Coach Prime.
I love Prime, though. I mean, most of the things he say, I agree with. What he say, I believe it. But this one, I can't agree with him. Yeah. I've been a 5-star recruit in high school, right? And, you know, my pop's in the crib, you know, he won't do the whole checking the coach. What's up, man? How you doing? Shake his hand and all that, right? He one of them dads. And my mom was laid back, cool. He wants something to drink, wants something to eat, right? You want to take the pictures? But my grandma, the special person in the group, and she watching the day, she gonna have, first she'll take the plastic off the couches, you know what I'm saying? We don't never go to the living room. Yeah. Coach is coming here, we in the living room, right? Yeah. She gonna cook some food and all that, have some drinks. It's just like the whole vibe of like being accepted from a coach, not only for us accepting the coach, but the coach accepting my family. Because it's more than just me going to your college. My pop's gonna say, yo, how my boy doing? What's going on? My grandma gonna call you, what's going on? Because they met you, they know you. When you come in a kid in high school, now it's different now. They want the money and the NIL deals, that's cool, but it's still about being respected and being wanted. And if you telling me that you're not gonna come to my hometown to see me when every other coach is doing it because you got a bigger name, I can't respect it. And I don't know how well that's gonna do in recruiting.
Go ahead, James.
Yeah, this screams a couple things from me. Number one, I do not agree with it at all, and I love Coach Prime as well, but number one, it's letting the world know that we don't care nothing about these high school kids. That's not how we're building our college football team. Yeah. We're building our college football team through the transfer portal, and we don't have to work that hard. We know exactly what these dudes did. Give them a call. They ain't got to sit in their house. You know, whoever recruited them already done did that. So that's what that screams to me. Number two, you don't want me. If Nick Saban and some of these other big-time coaches will come down here and sit in my living room and have a drink and dinner and all that with my moms, my grandma, and all that to let them know how much they want me to come to their university, and you just sitting back at the crib, a FaceTime call, you're letting me know that you don't really want me like that. And I don't know how good he's going to do in recruiting when you talk about high school recruiting. I don't know too many players that's just going to say, man, this is Prime and all these other coaches came down here to visit me, but I'm going to Colorado. I don't know how many players are going to do that. Now, you might get lucky and do what you're going to do in the portal and get some really good players over there if that's how you want to build your football team. But come on, Prime. And the only thing that I really don't like about this is Prime was one of those kids. That's why a lot of kids want to come play for Coach Prime. Yes, we've seen what you did in the NFL. Some of these kids ain't even old enough to know what Prime did in the NFL. So they listening to their mamas and their daddies or they YouTubing you or whatever, and Coach Prime is who I want to go play for. You were one of these kids. You would have loved for one of these big-time coaches to come sit in your living room. I don't care how much confidence you got. We know Prime has a lot of that. But you would have loved for one of these coaches to come sit down with your mom and let your mom know, if he come to Florida State, I got it. I got it. Like, you would love that. Not no Zoom call and FaceTime call. That mean you don't want me. So come on, Prime. You were one of these kids, and I know it's different day and ages and all that stuff down there, man, but it still means something, knocking on a kid's door and coming in there saying, we would love for you to come to Colorado. That's why I done flew down here to see you.
I'm torn. One, because it's Prime.
That's what I'm saying, like, okay.
But two, God, recruiting is so different now. It is wild. And the NIL has changed everything. A lot of these conversations are cool. Nice to meet you. How much you got?
That's true, too.
Straight up.
How much you got? You don't got it? Thank you for your time. Next. I know you didn't flew down here on a private jet. I know you didn't taking your weekend away from your family. I appreciate you coming down. Respect. This school's giving me more, and that's where I'm going to go. And I have no problem with it because for a lot of these kids, they're not going to go to the NFL. This is a great opportunity to make actual money as a young person.
Yeah.
And get a college scholarship. This might be the only time that you have the opportunity to make that money. I have absolutely no problem with the system. I'm just telling you, that is what's happening. So I do understand the perspective of, if I'm going to spend this time and energy as Prime, who has more going on than these other college football coaches do, which is why he said he's Prime, because he does. He does have more going on. It's not just that. And that's part of what makes Prime Prime and has brought the attention that he's brought to Colorado. It's not just him being the coach of Alabama. There's more to it than that. So I am a little torn on it as a strategy. I do like him building through the portal.
But one of his best players on his football team was going to go to any college in the world and get paid NIL money, Travis Hunter. You walked into this man's house and talked him out of all of that. And he came to Jackson State, not no other Division I program and all. Jackson State, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I understand all the NIL money, and I know it's a lot. Parents is about dollar signs. Everybody's about getting their bread. But still, the impact you can have walking into another kid's house.
I understand it, and I'm not necessarily saying it's going to work. I'm just saying if it does work,
it's going to take time. It's going to take time. They want to play for a coach that they feel can get them to the next level. We all think that Prime can do that. Let Colorado not start having these kids get drafted. His son's going to be a top 5 picks next year. Travis Hunter may be a top 5 pick. Mm-hmm. But after those two guys, what do you have? If Colorado is not putting guys in the league, trust and believe he's going to be making home visits.
Or winning.
Yeah. He's going to be making home visits.
I mean, but you know what?
I think,
yeah, but I have to.
I think he did some home visits. I get it, because, I mean, probably talk that talk.
I believe that too.
But I think some players got, like, you just talked about Travis Hunter, and I started having me thinking, like, he had to go in his crib, and this dude was going to Florida State, all these top places, and he's a top recruit. He ain't just go to Jackson State just because you're there.
You know the offensive lineman from this year, right? He was committed to Colorado, and then all these other schools start coming in, and he didn't sign on National Signing Day.
He didn't.
He waited, so did he go visit him?
He had to.
Did he go visit him? Because supposedly he was flipping.
Yeah. I just think this, that, and you talked about this Prime being Prime. He's a Prime, and then he's Coach Prime. He's like two different guys. But you a coach, though. And you a leader of all these young kids and coaches. So I get you got everything outside of football, but you a football coach.
And not only
hold on. And if you can't take care of that first, then this might not be the job for you. This is the truth. This is just as I'm looking back, if I was 17 again, doing it all over again, I'm not thinking about you got a book coming out and you got this to do. I don't care about that. I'm caring about some of that money you talked about. I need that paper. I need that.
Sure.
All right? And the next thing is, I want to be one-on-one with my coach.
Hey, Shady, you really was a 5-star?
And for me.
Wow, that's crazy.
Are you surprised? Are you surprised?
Not only that, like when we talk about recruiting all the time, especially talking about high school recruiting, it's about winning the parents over. Not necessarily the kid. You're walking into the house to win the parents over. So I know if I send 4-star Shady McCoy out to Florida State.
I call you 4-star.
You didn't catch that one. You didn't catch that.
I'm looking at the screen. I'm thinking my man gonna correct this stuff. And we all make mistakes on TV. I thought it was a mistake. So go ahead and correct yourself. To the people
sending my son 5-star.
There you go. That's right.
To Colorado, I know from Coach Prime coming in here, talking to my son as a senior, sitting down.
Yeah.
I know he's gonna teach him to be a good football player, to be a better man. And Prime talks about that all the time.
Yes, he
can relate to these kids in every situation of life.
But you can do all that
via FaceTime?
No. You can do all that. You could go, you could sit down, you could do the thing, you could get the NIL money,
and they go
get them there,
else.
And then they can go somewhere else.
All that is possible.
But the money's already part of it anyway. See, we gotta stop acting like the money is just something different. No. All these players is gonna get money.
Right.
That don't stop their coaches from coming in the house.
No. Everyone still does the same process. I'm just saying, if I am just playing devil's advocate here,
Okay,
or
all right.
Prime's advocate,
Okay,
I'll do
okay.
Prime's advocate, not the devil. I'm Prime's advocate. You could do all of that and still lose this player, or you could do all that and I could just get him in the transfer portal
that's
next year.
every school we talk about. See,
Right.
we gotta stop making a difference because it's who the coach is, right? We all love. I love Prime too, for sure.
I love Prime.
right? And I would play for him if I would play for him right now.
I said my
but what
kid
I'm
did.
saying is, every school, right?
up.
Every school has
Wait, hold
that
on.
same thing.
You just said you would play for him and you would send
I'ma
your
send
kids
my
there.
kids there.
Oh, no.
If he
When he
knocked- if he
came?
knocked on my door.
Joy Taylor, let me say this real
You're
quick.
gonna say no if
If
it's just
Alabama
him?
came and Michigan came, we going to one
Now
of them.
he went to what
San Jose State.
Yeah, so he
Almost like that.
anybody come in, he's like, I want to sign. He went to that little disrespect. But look, what I'm saying is
You
this.
gonna say all that? I mean, no disrespect.
Hey,
No, if I was in a little school, I'm like anywhere I sign.
We D1
It can
over
be
there,
anybody. Anyway, that's what I'm saying. I want to play for Prime.
Right.
If you don't come to my crib, I'm not going there. I mean, because in high school, since Pete Carroll came to my crib, he came to the hood. Reggie Bush was my host.
Yeah.
You telling me they wouldn't have been a top school if the coach don't come see me? If every school has to come pay a player, so that's like nothing new. Everybody's getting paid now, right? Prime, Kirby Smart,
Same thing.
Everybody getting paid.
Everybody's getting money.
But they coming to the crib and you not.
And that's a really
What
good.
we talking about?
That's really good because you just said Prime could come to the crib and he still can go somewhere else. Pete came, he still went to Pitt. So
Oh no, I got hurt, and then they didn't. They was like, oh,
Jordan, do you think
you went from 5 to 3-star after you
yeah,
got
next brother.
Prime says, I really and truly, in all my heart, believe that parents don't want me at their house. They want to see how I live, how I get down, see what's going on, so come see me. Do you really?
He didn't say that.
Yes, he did.
He wrote that.
Do you really think
No,
he
he didn't
believes
write
that?
it. He said
I mean, he said that.
I really, truly, in my heart, believe they don't want me in their home. They want to see how I live. Does he? You?
That's such a different tune in Jackson State.
I love Prime though, but
Hey,
he ain't.
Yes.
No, you know how. No, hold up. You know how to need it, and you know how we do. We always messing the words up to get what we want.
Bruh, that's
so they
But like,
change.
isn't going to Colorado something
crazy.
if that's the point? Like if he's saying that that's how
So-
that's the energy that he's getting, isn't the tour of Colorado better?
But when you go on a recruiting trip, they paying for, I believe, 2 tickets. So if now mom and dad gotta purchase their own tickets to get up to Colorado, are you gonna purchase them for me? I mean, so you know.
Grandma gotta come too.
Yeah, so those are a lot of tickets. Now, if you
I
come,
mean, that's what he's saying is like he's trying to get people to come there.
he wants them to.
Yeah.
So he
Come
want to
see
come
him.
see how he living, like his
Yeah,
cribs and all that?
No, like what he has going on at Colorado, like the university, the campus, the
They're
facilities.
gonna do that anyway
like,
on an official visit.
I-
They do that
I
anyway.
hear
3-4 times.
I agree.
I'm taking it. Maybe he brings them to his home.
Look, at the end of the day, we're going to see if this works or not.
Wait, go to
He
LSU
said that
and
though.
where
He didn't
else?
say that.
University of Miami.
He said that.
So if these
Yes.
coaches from LSU and Miami came and sat down in your nephew's house
Mm-hmm.
and sat down with your brother and all this, and as an auntie you there cooking and all
going for
that,
that.
like you going to Colorado?
Listen, my nephews have minds of their own, and they are very smart young men and make great choices and solicit the advice of their father.
What would your advice be?
Come on, Coach Prime.
My advice to any young player is to always go somewhere where you are going to develop and where you're going to play.
And
if you are serious about being an NFL player, if you are somebody who might only play in college, then you should approach it very differently. But if you're somebody who wants to go to the NFL, if you're a young player who wants to get to the next level, you should be paying attention to who's coaching you, what the program and the culture is there, what players that play your position get drafted and where.
That's the key.
And are you going to play? Are you going to get playing time? Because you can very quickly go to a school and then you have to redshirt, or you have a couple people ahead of you that aren't going to graduate for a while. So to me, I look at going into the next level completely differently, but for obvious reasons. And I get it, because to Shady's point, you're going to get money regardless if you're a top recruit. So once that's off the table, how much money you get, if that's your only motivation, then you're ignoring all those other things, which I think play huge factors in how you develop. You know, like if you went to the University of Miami, you have a first ballot Hall of Famer coaching you on the defensive line. That might matter.
Nice plug.
Thank you.
It's not bad.
DJ
There's
got
nothing
me.
wrong with redshirting. I mean,
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
Justin Fields is redshirting this year coming up, so it's not wrong with it. We all got to go through it sometime.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.